Good morning. It's Monday morning here in Cypress, Texas. The verse that popped out at me today was Psalms 33, verse 8. Let all the earth fear and worship the Lord. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. And, we did a big teaching on fear of God. Okay. And it's to hold him in reverence. Okay. It's in respect. And, it's not to I mean, if you are the ones that need to fear him are the ones that don't. That's interesting. Just never thought of it that way before. You know how many times, I've seen it in boxing more than you can imagine. The one that you think, it would be, it makes me think of Andy Ruiz, when he knocked out Anthony Joshua. Well, nobody thought too much of him, and he ended up for a short time being world champion. It's going to be interesting. Now he's fighting this weekend. Coming up, he's fighting. Is it this weekend already? It's the 20th. Yeah, this weekend coming up, he's fighting Usyk from Ukraine. Won't that be interesting? Yesterday, Apostle gets up and tells everybody. Well, we started talking at Ford Church, and what did he ask? I just started talking about. He asked me when did I think this whole financial situation was going to collapse. This whole house of cards. I'm like, well, there's always these cycles, right? And they try to, the media, they all try to mask it with something. Rates are up because, especially when Alan Greenspan was Fed chair, because he'd say something, he was always speaking cryptic, right? He'd say something, and it'd cause a major reaction in the market, right? Well, what it really was rates follow a certain cycle due to it's all supply and demand with housing. So during the summer, rates are always up because that's when people move because their kids are out of school. And between Thanksgiving and Christmas, because that's another time they move, mid-semester or, end of the semester. To not be so disruptive with their kids' education, right? And so that's the only time I've seen that go out of cycle was September 11th. Rates went down and kept going down, and then it was November, end of November, or beginning of November, 2008, 2007, rates went down and kept going down. Okay, and it's stayed that way because they're trying to, until recently. Now rates are, rates are up a lot compared to what they were, but not overall. Just but they're going to go way up. When I first got in the mortgage business, rates were 7.5, and they went all the way to 9. And on my first house, my rate was 10% on my mortgage. So that's going to have a major effect. And there's all kinds of. So we're talking about stagflation. There's all kinds of crazy. There's interest rates are going to go up, inflation's up, but the job market is waning. Okay, it's like a triple threat. Where it's kind of going to be like it was back in the 80s. I remember that sucked, and that's why I joined the Navy. And rates are up primarily because of the government spending. What happens is it's all supply and demand, and government is in competition for money with the consumer. Okay, and that's what's happening. There's so much spending going on. See, it's not always what you think it is, what they tell us it is. Okay, because they're trying to not make themselves look so bad. But this is going to be worse than anything we've seen in our lifetimes. But we're in a different world. We can make our corrections faster. Okay, but they're doing things. They're trying to do things to crack down on innovation. It's kind of wild. This is going to be a manufactured recession. It doesn't have to be the way it is. They're making it this way because they have an agenda. But then we got to always remember, this is wild, right? This verse. But all the earth fear and honor, fear and worship the Lord. Let all the earth